Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Let me show you how I was able to achieve this beautiful wig you are seeing here from scratch. So stay tuned and watch. For the list of the materials, I used wig cap and scissors. And this is the hair that I'll be using. I have 18 inches here and 20 inches. This is the needle and thread too because I'll be sewing this wig with my hands. So the next thing I did was to pin down the wig cap to the canvas head or mannequin head, any one you have. But make sure you pin down the wig cap very well so that while sewing it will not be squeezing. So this is what the closure looks like, and at the center of this closure you just pin it at the center of the cap too. You can see that is what I did. While pinning down your closure, please make sure you pin it very well because it is from what you pin down that is what you'll be sewing. The next thing I did was to pin it at the back too, and I started pinning the sides. So this is what it looks like after pinning it down. It's very important for you to pin it down before sewing because you will need to hold it very well so that while sewing the closure will not be squeezing. I made this closure off camera, but I'll be leaving a video at the description box on how to make this 2x5 closure that I'm using. I already have the video here in this channel. So this is me sewing it. While sewing it, please make sure you sew it very tight to avoid pulling or losing while you're combing your hair. I also have a detailed video on how to sew down your closure in this channel too. I will also be leaving the link of that video at the description box so that if you did not understand this one, you can also go and check it out too for a detailed explanation. But I think you will also understand this one. After sewing this closure, I have to sew it backwards too before tying it so that even if the thread loose, the closure will not pull out easily. Then after the tying and everything, I cut it off, and the next thing that I did was to remove the wig cap from the mannequin head so that I will be able to cut the inside. That is what I did, and this is how I cut the inside of the closure. While cutting the net, make sure you did not cut it very close to where you did the sewing so that it will not end up losing. Because as you can see now, that is what I'm doing. I'm cutting it, and I'm not cutting it very close to where I did the sewing to avoid losing and to avoid pulling while you are combing. So this is what it looks like after cutting, and this is me outlining where I will sew the wig. The space I'm leaving here is 1 inch space, and that is why the down here I don't need it to be too full. So what you will just do is to draw the diagram to the sides. That is what I'm doing here also. And from this particular place, the spaces that I'll be leaving is just half inches. If you look very well, you can see that that is what I'm doing. I leave half inches spacing, and I'll just draw the diagram to the both side. This is the diagram I'll be using to sew the wigs. What I mean is that this outline here is how I will sew the wig down to the wig cap. So after the outlining of the diagram and everything, what I did next was to start with my sewing. I started with the 18 inches hair because the hairs that I'm using, I have the one that is 18 inches and the one that is 20 inches like I said earlier. I started with the one of 18 inches, and while sewing, please make sure you tie it very well and make sure you are sewing it to be very tight so that it will not pull. I've been saying this thing so that it will not pull, and just follow this diagram, and my dear, your wig is going to come out very neat. So let's do the wigging together. When you reach at the end of the side, just tie it there and cut out the wig so that after sewing the wig will be very flat. It will be as flat as possible, because if you want to turn it by the side, my dear, the wig might end up being, I don't even know how to explain it, but it will be somehow, it will not be very flat. So that is why you have to cut that wig when you reach at the end instead of turning it. So this is the last one that I will be sewing, and my dear, you need to sew it very close to your closure so that you won't be having space. So just sew it very close to your closure, and my dear, you are good to go. I'm done with the wigging, and the next thing I did was to stretch the wig. While stretching the wig, make sure you section it bit by bit so that the stretching will come out very well. And also you stretch from the down to the tip of the wig. If you watch this thing carefully, you will see that that is what I'm doing. And also mind the amount of heat in your straightener so that you won't end up burning your weave on. So after the stretching of the body, I proceed to stretch the closure part too, because you know, while ventilating closure, the hairs end up rumpling and other things. So you need to stretch that part very well. This is what the hair looks like after stretching and everything. My camera did not even do justice to this hair, but the hair came out very neat and beautiful. If you have watched this video to this extent and you're yet to subscribe, please join this family by subscribing and give this video a thumbs up too. And do not forget to tell me what you think about this wig on the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in my next video.